brand new publication. Good afternoon, Paul. How you doing today?
I am doing very well indeed. How are you doing?
Oh man, if you have to ask, I must be slipping. Stop it. You know I am. Come on. Yeah, yeah. You know I am doing outstanding, man. Nice view, man. I mean, hey, you know what? I get. What's your barber's name?
Paul, I do
Yeah,
it
yeah,
myself.
yeah. You know what? And see, I knew that because I do mine myself too. I told you we were brothers. I
We just need to get on some specs and we'll be right there.
Well, you know what? Hold on one second. Honey, can you bring me my glasses, please? Okay. Ah! You know, I'm telling you, man, I am honored. I'm privileged. I'm blessed to find. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wait, Paul. My wife brought me something.
Look at that.
How do I
We're
look now?
twins.
Are
Very
we?
good.
We're twins now.
We're twins.
Oh
I see
man,
it.
you know this is
I totally
outstanding.
see
Yeah,
it.
I wear glasses. I just don't wear them that often. As often as I should. My wife always says you better put your glasses on, and I always kind of say, "Okay, honey," and I hope she forgets it sooner than later. But it's nice to have you back, man. Finally, we get the chance to talk about this outstanding new publication that you have available. And of course, before I go on, for those that don't know, now you know Paul is one of our featured authors on the GMAP Radio TV network. All you got to do is stop by our platform, GMAP, the number one.com. That's GMAP1.com. He will tell you more intimate details about the author as well as the publication because we want you to go directly to the link that is titled Featured Authors. You'll click on that link and it'll take you directly to the necessary location to find out all those intimate details. Paul, do me a favor before you get started about the new release, as we say. Tell us a little bit about you. Who is Paul Vincze? Come on.
Well, I am let's see, I'm a massage therapist. I'm an instructor of massage. I am a father and a husband. So I've got a lot happening there. I've been interested in this book for a little while, and now I'm an author. So I've got, or I should say, a publisher. I don't want to deceive people and say that I wrote these words. I used a ghostwriter, but I published this book. I had the ideas, I had the thoughts to come up with it, and I'm proud of it. I'm excited to be working with this book, and a little bit about that. My background: got siblings. I've got five siblings, or four other siblings, and I grew up a family man, and reading and engaging in books was not always the biggest thing in my for me growing up, until I got into some fun stories, until I got into some word searches. Then it kind of piqued my interest, and at that point, I started then reading, and so I was a little more into grade school before I really dove into some good books there. Farther along, maybe middle school or high school. So I'd like to help the kids get involved a little bit earlier so that they don't have that lack of excitement around books. So Storytime Word Search and Coloring Book is the name of this book. Uh, I brought it up because this takes and uses all aspects of learning. So your kinesthetic, your audio, and your visual learning. So your tactile, your coloring, you're looking for words, you're using that. You're visually, you can see and read the stuff. And auditory, if you have someone reading with you. So parents, this is a great book for you to read the story with your child and let them color, let them find the words that are associated with each story. So it helps reinforce that little bit of the book. So hopefully that's a clear little picture of who I am. This book is definitely having a rough draft copy of it here in front of me, and I let my little girl, who just turned 7, play with it a little bit, and boy, she really dove into it. I was just thrumming through it before I came on, and there's word searches and coloring that she's done throughout the whole book. She's just kind of flipped through and decided, I'm going to do this one now, and I'm going to do that
Ah,
one now, which is great. Uh, so it's a lot of fun to see that
yeah.
element of the natural desire to want to play with it. So I'm hoping that translates to other children out there. It is a thick book. It's a great one for a road trip. It's a great one because it's a physical thing. Like I've got this book here. It's 355 pages,
Wow.
and just some of the coloring that my daughter's done on it. Uh, some of the word searches. She's used some pencils. She's used crayons. She's used all sorts of things to engage with it. So I think that's a pretty fun way of looking and seeing the elements here.
Right.
So it's fun.
Yeah. Now let me
It's a
ask you
lot of
this.
fun to have this.
Let me ask you this. Now, as a publisher, I don't want to misuse the term author. Do you classify this publication as a children's publication or an adult's publication meant to share with children? Why don't you break that down? Because I don't want to have it in the wrong place on our broadcast network site. And right now, I actually have it in our featured authors area when I should actually, I guess you could say, have it in both areas. Why don't you break that down for us and tell us a little bit about it?
Absolutely. The intended audience clearly are kids, 6 to 10 years old, roughly, so that they can color, engage with the word searches, and start to read the stories. Now, some of the stories for the younger audiences, the parents will need to read them. So it is a book that parents can indulge in and read the stories to help the children get to that level of understanding and being able to read. But it is geared towards children. That's its main focus. But clearly, I'm tying in the parent element so that they engage with their kid in the learning process.
Right, right. And I mean, I guess I don't call any question a stupid question. And I wanted to break that down, Paul, for my convenience, but for others' convenience as well, because in my case, I think it's always necessary for a parent or a grandparent, maybe even a brother or a sister, assist our children in the process of learning what a book or publication like this one is truly all about. Because at the age that they may embrace this book, it's something that may need to be explained in detail what to do. Like my granddaughter is like 7, 8 years old. And for the first time, we learned how to play the memory game with cards. You turn all the cards. You know how it goes. Come
Yeah,
on, we're.
yeah.
I mean, come on, man. We're brothers. We know this.
I played it with my kid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when I show her this book per se, and I show her the word search, well, when she looks at the word search, what is her first thought? I mean, I don't know what her first thought is or was. So I have to break it down and explain to her because she doesn't automatically know. She sees all these letters in a square, and well, Paul, what's that all about? When that takes place, what would be your recommendation for a parent, brother, sibling, a grandparent to do? I mean, we basically should just break down and explain what the process is for something like that, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, in that sense of, what is the word search and how does that translate? Well, when we look at the word search here, right, we've got these wonderful words down at the bottom of the page, which we
Right.
just learned about in our story. And so now we're going to start to look for these letters, and we can go across, we can go up and down, we can find them anywhere in this little box of letters.
Right.
Can we find it? Let's look for B, right? And so we start to look around for a B. Okay, we got a B. Then is there an A and an R and an N next to it? What is that word? That's barn. So we
Yeah.
just talked about farm animals, and where do they live? Well, they live in a barn. And here it is, right in the middle is barn,
Right.
right? So
Right.
you've got that step-by-step process. If it's someone who needs that, okay, I don't know what this is, it's kind of scary, it's all these letters. Well, let's look at the words and see, oh, here's a three-letter word, it's a cow. Well, we know what a cow is, that's a big moo,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Can we find that in here? And so that's the process. It's taking it step by step with that child, and every child's going to be different,
You know
right?
what, man?
If you've been
You know what, Paul? I'm
Right.
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you know what you just did? You just made that process so fun. It
It
wasn't like
is.
it wasn't just a way of explaining. Okay, this is what we need to do. It didn't sound exciting. If I would have done it the way I anticipated doing it, it would have been okay. It may have been exciting for her, but you kind of got me excited about that. I mean, it was like, wow, okay, B. Now, can we find the E next to it? You know, so you indulged in the excitement of finding. And I think what I'm saying all that, Paul, to say this. It brings a level of excitement to the child or the grandchild when the person that's explaining it to them is excited about it. And it
Absolutely.
excite. Okay, I'm sorry, man. I got a little excited about that. Go ahead and finish what it is that you were saying. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Well, it's great. I mean, that excitement is what this is about. It's exciting to read. It's exciting to learn words. It's exciting to build that. And for kids, and my little girl's no different. She doesn't always like to read. She's kind of scared of chapter books. We're just getting into those, and it's like, oh, it's too much. And it's like, no, we have to get into the story. We have to get into what is it that's happening? Is there a fun story with it, right? And so that's the part that uh, builds the excitement. So
Yeah,
as you
yeah.
read a story, and then you start to look at, okay, here's the word search. Oh, and look, here's, the farmer from the story. Can we color in the farmer and have that
Mm,
element there too? So the kid can jump from, okay, I want to color first. Great color, right? Okay, now let's get into the word search and let's play with the word search. And
right.
they'll go back and forth. Like, my daughter has probably heard one or two of these stories so far. Now, I read some of them to her as we were writing the book and that kind of thing. But since we physically have the book, I personally have read one story with her. My wife's, I think, read a couple stories, but she'll take the book and just be in a room. Like, leave me alone.
Right.
I want to
Right.
do what I want to do. And I'm like, you know what? That's great. That
Mm-hmm.
is perfect, because that's where you're at.
Now,
That's
now,
where she
now,
is at.
is is the characters throughout the book are they pretty much in I guess you can say collaboration with the word search. So does the word search pertain to character that was in the word search, so to speak?
Well, it starts with the story.
Okay.
So the story is created,
Uh huh.
then the images are created from the story,
Ah,
and the
there you go.
word search is created from the words in the story.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's all coming back to that story. So even if like my daughter might not be reading the stories,
Mm-hmm.
she's looking at the pictures of fish or whatever it might be. Like, I've got a story about an owl and flying in the sun or the moon, and what's happening there. So there's stars. You can see that she outlined the stars for the Big Dipper, and so it's a moon thing. But she didn't want to color the picture of the owl yet or do the word search, but she's getting there, right? So uh, it all starts with the story of whatever part it is. So I've got
Right.
jungle expedition. I had some farms and some animal stuff. Then we get into, I'm just going to kind of jump through here. We got Space Odyssey. So we'll take you into space. We've got stuff with dragons and, little girls having fun with a dragon. So each story, there's sections of the book, there's chapters in the book that go into that depth for the adventure, right?
Now,
We've got parts where it's about squares and the square losing its side or its angle, and so it's just kind of a silly story. So they're fun, engaging children's stories that tie into a word search because you're pulling the words from those stories, and then the picture that puts it together and gives a little character to that story.
all right. Now, I got to jump into what we call, I guess you can say we call it the big announcement, the big, informational statement, the big let's hear what it's all about. Let's hear when and if and where it's available. So it's time for that big announcement, Paul, because we've been waiting all week to say this. And with that being said, let me do this right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I love this part of the job. Is it
The book is
available?
live.
All right. It's live. Where, when, why, where can we get it?
Amazon Publishing is where you can get it. So you can go over to Amazon, type in for your books, and search for Storytime Word Searching Coloring Book, and you will be able to find it there. I believe there's some links within the pictures that you have on your website. I've posted it on my Facebook page as well. So I've got some QR codes that I put together last night when it got me the information for it. So I'm excited. I'm hoping that some people start clicking on it and look at it. The biggest thing is reviews.
Yes.
If you purchase this book and you like it, a review, a picture of your kid drawing in it, a little video, anything like that can be so powerful, because then Amazon knows that you actually bought it, you've got it, it's a real thing. People love that. So those kinds of reviews are extremely beneficial, are extremely helpful. That is a big thing. And then pass the word. Share the book, have fun. I'm praying that God blesses this and blesses the children that get to experience it and build with it, because the education, we've got to educate our children. We've got to educate all of our everybody, right? Without education, we don't go very far, and
That's right.
and so many challenges in this world right now, and sometimes it's a lack of education, and
Well,
we need to help that. So hopefully this does its little part. So I'm looking forward to seeing the energy out there, the prayers out there for it, to build this book, and hopefully there'll be some folks in your audience that take that step, right? Take that step to purchase that book, to look at it, and please do, write a review after you've played with it, after your kids played with it a little bit. The first couple copies, they're not going to have a little easy QR code in the book because it's the first publications of it, but I'm already sending that out there. So future purchases, there'll be an easy access way to be able to get that review in there. So I ask for that support, and however it comes, however you want to share, it's going to be out there in multiple publications. It's just in paperback. Unfortunately, Kindle does not support the word search element of the book, so it's not an ebook, unfortunately. I will have a hardcover copy too, just to have that as an option. But paperback will be it. And hopefully in the future, I'm working on making it an audible copy, so I can have a voice, someone reading it. So it might be in the car, you're listening to the stories, and you can print out the PDF versions of the word searches and the coloring, and so you can have that as a option. So that's the future. I'm looking to work towards that. That's going to take a little bit more time to put together, but right now paperback version is available. It's $22.95 for this wonderful book. Amazon is the place to get it. And please, and thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for stepping in and taking a risk to look at this book and hopefully have some fun and excitement with your kid, because I know I have.
Well, it's going to happen, and I'm just going to piggyback off of that and say, please, by all means, show your love, care, concern, and support. Whether you're tuned in from the GMAP radio television platform or any of our partner networks, you happen to catch this live and or pre-recorded. The time is now. The time is not tomorrow, next week, next month. The time is now to show your support. We got a lot of things happening in the world, and it's time to allow our children, grandchildren, to understand that there is a very large amount of joy, happiness, positivity, exciting, entertaining, good things to do. And it all starts with learning. It all starts with learning. Let me say that again. It all starts with learning. This is the type of book that is not just fun, but it's exciting, and it's filled with excitement of learning. And that's why I say that. Paul said it best. Please show your support. Purchase it for, if not yourself, purchase it for your children, your grandchildren, a child you may know, a child that you don't know. Allow them to embrace this as well. And of course, when you do that, we're encouraging you also to go back and please, leave a review. It's not going to be a difficult process. You can get this book. You can flum through it, maybe do a search or two and say, you know what, it's a got to have. It's a must have for other people. Go back right away and leave a review. Let the world know. I already know. I don't have to contemplate, think about, wonder, imagine. Is it something that's appropriate for our children, grandchildren, and so on? Yes, it is. It's important because it's not just entertaining. It's a entertaining experience. We encourage all of you. Paul, I want to say that if someone wanted to reach out to you and maybe discuss more in detail with you about the current book and or your future with the Audible and so on, is there some contact information that you don't mind sharing with us today to where they can reach out and contact and connect with you?
Absolutely. You can reach me at my email, which is P and then V as in Victor, IN, C as in cat, Z as in zebra, E as in elephant, the number 4 at gmail.com. I've also got Facebook. Paul J. Vince is my Facebook handle there. And either way, I'm on Messenger there as well. So Messenger, Facebook, email, those are all great ways to reach out, and I'm happy to share a little bit.
Now, I have this book currently on the GMAP Radio Television Network in our featured authors area. Don't want to remove it because I think it's for adults as well as children. I do have a spot. If you go to our site, you'll notice that it's for some reason, Paul, there's a spot, an open spot sitting there. I want to put your book in that spot too. I want it to be on both platforms, and to add sugar to the Kool-Aid, as they say, because, for some reason, I always add sugar to my Kool-Aid, but it's always not sweet enough. So I always add more. So don't laugh at me, man. Don't you laugh at me. I already got a half a thing of sugar in there.
We love the sugar. We love sweetness.
Gotta have the sugar. So I want to, number one, put it in our children's authors area, Paul, and then I want to make a public statement here and now. I think this book is outstanding. I think it's gonna be outstanding. I'm not asking you to sit. I kind of cheated and already have my PDF. Okay, I admit I already have a cheated version of it. Okay, but I'm gonna show my personal support and buy a copy for my granddaughter. Well, both of my granddaughters, because if I get one for one, then I better get one for the other one, or I'm going to have a problem. Okay, and I want to make a public announcement to say I want to leave that book on our site for the remainder of the 2024 year.
Wow.
Which means, that's how much truly I want to show my support, because like I said, some books are great for entertaining. Some books are great in learning. This is a 2-for-1. It's entertaining, it's fun, and it's a learning experience. Paul, I want to support it. I want to let you know that I'm going to purchase not one but two. I'm going to leave my review, so that's another gift. And I'm asking you publicly if I'll be allowed to put it in that area on our site, because it's in the featured authors area right now. Don't want to remove it. It's a good space for it. But I also want to include it in my last open space in our children's area, to be able to put it there and encourage our viewers and listeners to always stop by our featured authors and children's authors bookstore area and show their support. I mean, I've heard it said, hey, you got some nice publications here. I got to order this or I got to order that. I want to encourage you today to make sure you do. Paul, I'm hoping I'm showing the right cover. But story time, word search, and and a coloring book. Now, this is not just one or the other. It's story time, word search, and coloring book. It's everything. And I know, Paul, you went through a tremendous process to finally say it's available. It's now. It's here. So I want you to do me that favor one more time. I gotta hear it. But let me do my sound effect first, and then I just want you to and then let the world know. All right, let's get ready to go. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead.
It is here. Storytime Word Search Coloring Book is here, live, ready to go. Paperback version on Amazon.com. Look under the books. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting this book. God bless you, and may you have a blessed day. Amen.
Yes, we will, Paul. Thank you so much, man. Once again, I appreciate you, your time. I appreciate you accepting the invitation to be a part of our radio television network family. Again, I am letting the world know I am going to officially have this particular publication on our broadcast network site in not one but both areas, our featured authors and featured children's authors. It is going to be there for the entire year of 2024. I want you to make sure you stop by, click on it, get all the intimate details, order, share. I mean, you got your social media sites, and let's face it, you share everything else on Facebook. Why not share this? So with that being said, Paul, I appreciate you. I love you. I'm going to show my support for you, and I'm going to continue to reach out and share this information with others so we all can come together and make this book not just a book, but an amazing book for everyone in the world as possible, as many as possible, to view, to share, to experience, and to embrace. Just for you. All right?
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. I want you to have a fantabulous rest of your day. Look forward to talking with you again very soon. Until then, take care, take it easy, and, well, you know how they say it. If it's good to you, take it twice. God bless you, Paul. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you. Take care. God bless you.
God bless. All right, Paul Vincze, one of our featured authors here. Well, not just a featured author, but a featured children's author as well. Stay close, don't move. Back with more right after this on the #1 station in the nation, GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin. Doing what I love what I'm doing right here on the show.